Hi everyone. You want to say hey, John?
Hey.
Welcome to a special Steam It Up Saturday edition of Junk Drawer Art with Miss Riley. I'm Miss Riley. I'm trying to do themes since we figured out that we're going to be doing this for a while now. If you're in North Carolina like I am, you having fun? Okay, if you're in North Carolina like I am, we found out that we will not be having school back in session until May 15th. So I'm going to be doing quite a number of these videos for you guys. So I'm trying to kind of theme our days. So I've decided that Saturdays are going to be in the kitchen. And we're going to be kind of doing something that's sciencey or math and kind of tie in a little bit of experiment with our art because art and science come very close together. So today we are actually doing one of my favorite super science lessons. It's my first lesson that I do at the beginning of the year after we do our first self-portrait, and it's to start our unit on color, and we do a lesson on chromatography. So chromatography, it is a very old term. It's been used for a very long time, and it means color writing. And chromatography is a method that scientists have used for quite a long time to separate colors. They've used it. It was initially used by a Russian botanist to separate the dyes that he found in plants. After that, it was used. The technique was used to figure out what smells are in perfumes. It can be used to break down even the what makes up an animal's blood. They've used it. Chromatography is literally separating the parts of a mixture. So it can be used a variety of ways to create a lot of different things by scientists, and we can use it in the color world to break colors apart. And so that's kind of our experiment that we're going to do today. You will need some simple things that you have around your house: coffee filters. You need coffee filters. Some people have tried to replicate it with paper, and it just doesn't do as well, because what's going to happen is we're going to stick these coffee filters in the cups of water, and the water is going to soak up into the filter. So this filter paper is very porous. It's made to soak up water and allow water to pass through it. So you do need coffee filters, and they need to be white or you won't be able to see the color. It doesn't matter the shape. If you only have the cone ones, that's fine. It'll make it a little tougher, but you can figure it out. So I have coffee filters. I have cups of water. If you have clear cups, it makes it better so you can see what's going on. And they don't have to be the cheapy plastic ones. They can be glasses. And we have a large assortment of washable markers. They must be washable. They don't have to be Crayola. I've only used Crayola, but I'm sure the off-brands will do just as well. Sharpies will not work. My fifth graders this year can attest to that because we tried it and it was a disaster and we had to break out the washable markers. Why do you need washable markers? Well, Sharpies are not water soluble. Water doesn't wash them off, it doesn't break them down. And what we're going to be doing is actually breaking the pigments in these markers apart. These are washable markers are water soluble. That means water will break them down. So we need that in order for the water to kind of go in and soak in and break these apart. You're going to hear me talk about breaking colors apart, and you're probably thinking, Miss Riley, you're a little crazy. What does that even mean? Well, generally, when we think about colors, we think about our primary colors: red, yellow, blue. Those colors make every other color, like we talked about with our color wheel yesterday. Color, you okay? Colors that are built with red, yellow, blue, it's based on our visual spectrum, the spectrum of light, the colors that we see with our eyes in light. So when you have white, that's all the colors together. When you see black, that's the absence of colors, no colors at all. That's when we're talking about colors that we see with our eyes in light, like outside or in your home. The way that artists and companies and people who make markers and paint and crayons and pigments build colors differently. And even printer ink is a big example that I tell kids. A lot of you have seen on printer cartridges, they come in 3 colors. Your color cartridge has 3 colors on it. It has yellow, it has magenta, and it has a blue color that we call cyan. And these are the 3 colors that build up pigments. When you're talking about pigments on a paper, all the colors together aren't white. White is no color. all of the colors together make black. So it's kind of a two different, when we talk about color wheels, I said yesterday, but I think this lesson will be tomorrow. You'll see there is the color wheel for light you see with your eyes, but there's a separate color wheel and a buildup of colors for lights that you see, or colors that you see in pigments. So today we're going to break pigment colors apart. So the first thing that I've done to do this experiment is, the very first thing I want you to do, and I'm not going to show you too on here because it's really exciting, is you're going to take the coffee filter and you're going to draw a black circle with your washable marker around the parts. Here, you still have one right here you can decorate, okay? It looks lovely. I can't wait to see what it does. Do one more for me. So I took the coffee filter. Nice. All right, keep working. So I have my coffee filter. The circle that you're going to draw is in the natural circle on the bottom of the coffee filter where it kind of folds up. If you draw inside of that circle, it will get ruined because what will happen is the ink will soak out the bottom into the water and it messes everything up. So you have to stay outside of the circle. So let me show you some examples. The first one I want you to do, you did one little mark, it'll be okay. The first thing I want you to do is to do your black circle around the outside, and then you're going to see what this does. I'm not going to show you, it'll completely ruin it, but I am going to show you the process. So once you've done your circle, I tell my kids, wave it around a little bit, make sure it's dry. Can you wave yours and make sure they're dry? You can do yours at the same time as me. So choose the one you want to do first, wave it, make sure it's dry, and then we're going to lay it down flat. Oh, let me move my color spectrum. So now, yep, perfect. Okay, lay it down flat. I think you can fold this. So choose the one you want to do. We've got markers everywhere. Good grief. All right, lay it down flat. And you're going to fold it in half. And I say like a taco. Yeah, I know, like a little hard shell taco. But you want it to. Then let's not do that one. Let's do this one that you have, okay? Let's try this one. I know you don't. You want it to, so let's fold it in half like a taco. And then you're going to fold your taco in half like a big piece of pizza. You can do it. So just take it. I'm going to show them. You might have to help smaller kids fold it. You're going to fold it in half like a big piece of pizza. And then 3 times you're going to fold it in half again like a little piece of pie. So that's again are 3 folds. In half like a taco. Doesn't matter which way you fold it. Doesn't matter if the ink's on the inside or the outside. In half again. That's enough. In half again like a big piece of pizza. And then in half again 3 folds to make a little piece of pie. You ready? All right, you've got your taco, your pizza, and your piece of pie. Now, the next step is going to be to stick this in the water. Are you ready?
And then can I fold it back to how it was?
You're going to see it, yeah. All right, so take it. When you dip it in the water, here, you got to lean up. You are just sticking the tip in. If you mush it down into the water like this and smush it all the way down, the ink is going to drip down into the water. You don't want the actual marker to touch the water. You'll see the water keep going. You'll see it start to soak up and pull up through. And you can't see it quite yet, but some of the colors are starting to move. Keep holding. You got to be patient. And you want to try to hold it. It's okay. You want the tip to go in there. You can stick it down just a little bit. You just don't want that line that you made, that bottom line, to go down in. So if I was sticking, for example, this black one in, I'm going to stick it in, and you can actually see the color start to run up through it. Do you see the black growing? Look. You see it? I know. The longer you leave it, the cooler it's going to look. So the more patient you can be, the further the water will spread and the more it mixes. Do you want to take it out and take a look at it? Are your fingers starting to get wet? That's okay. It's washable marker. If it gets on your fingers, it's not a big deal. I'm going to hide this because I feel like it's showing you the secrets of what's going to happen with the black ink. But I want you to see the black first. It's okay. It's not ruined. It is soggy. So the next thing you're going to do is open it up. And you actually need to lay it on a hard surface. If you lay it on a paper towel or a piece of paper, the paper towel or the piece of paper is going to soak it up and it's going to take some of the ink out of it. So if you have like a table like this that you can wipe down afterwards, that's the best thing. So you're going to gently unfold it. You don't want all that cool ink that you added. Oh, good grief. All right, you ready? Ooh. Does that look pretty cool? Yeah. So it makes like a really cool tie-dye effect.
Mommy, we did that too.
You did? Very cool. So what you get is a really tight effect. Now, John didn't add a lot of marker to his, and that's fine. But the more marker you add, the more color you will get. So some designs that you might want to try. And when you're saying, okay, Miss Ryber, you were talking about chromatography. Because this water, it's okay. It can drip colors. We can wipe them up. It's washable marker. The water is literally breaking down the pigments in these markers and spreading them out. So the more colors you have, the more vivid this is going to be. Guys, I had some in my class, and they're at school. I couldn't even show you. They were beautiful. A lot of students themed them. So maybe they did one with all warm colors to make it look like a sunset, or one with all cool colors to make it look like, so blues and greens to make it look like the ocean. They did one, here, finish coloring this one. We can do another one after we turn the video off.
But I want to play now.
You want to play? Okay, go play. We'll finish ours later.
I'm going to play.
All right, go have fun. Go back to your room, okay? Sorry. So 5-year-old attention span. You can even do, I had some do galaxy. So they did like purples and blues and pinks, and it looked like a galactic explosion. It was really cool. So there's some different ways you can design them too and experiment to get different effects. So here's one that I did. This would be like a good ocean one. I did blues. You can do zigzags. Just make sure any design you want around the outside, just make sure you leave that center so when you fold it up, you have a tip with no ink on it. Because if the tip touches the water, the ink all falls out of the bottom. If the ink touches it, it all soaks down in. It's gross. You can also do swirls like this. Any kind of design you want to. Here's an example of one that I've had soaking for a really long time I want to show you. The older you are and the more patient you are, the better of a result you get. So I just did one red line and one blue line on this, but I did them nice and thick. So you can kind of see it to be really patient as you pull it apart. Yeah, so I know it's kind of hard to see the colors, but it's got a really cool pink and blue kind of look to it. You can lay these flat. They dry really quick. Your fingertips are going to get color on them. It's okay. It's washable marker and it washes out. So I hope this is a really fun experiment that you guys can do in your kitchen today. Again, just with some coffee filters and some washable markers that you already have, and break some pigments down and experiment a little bit with some do-it-yourself chromatography. I hope you guys have a great day. Tomorrow's lesson, you're going to be experimenting with the color wheel a little bit more and doing a fun run around the house activity. And I will see you guys. Oh, as always, if you need me, you can send me a message on Dojo if you're one of my Oakhurst students. You can contact me on Facebook if this is where you got it, or you can reach out to me on Twitter or Instagram. My handle is CS Riley, R-I-L-E-Y, and then the word teach. And I have a lot of pictures from these videos posted up, and I'll probably take pictures of some of these finished ones that you can take a look at. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you enjoy the nice weather, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.